Herzlich willkommen zu unserer 43. Podcast-Ausgabe von Chat with Funky Space. Ja, ich heiße euch herzlich willkommen hier an meinem Wohnzimmertisch, wie gewohnt. Und ja, wir gehen, glaube ich, heute ziemlich rasch hinein. Neben mir sitzt meine liebe Kollegin Toni und mietet sich ein. Und diesmal habe ich den Eindruck, geht es so rasch. Oh ja, da meldet sich schon wie so auf halbem Weg Milady. Ja, bin gespannt, welche Themen dieses Mal zur Sprache kommen. Für mich suche ich nach diesen Fragen und Antworten der Zeitenwende, der veränderten Zeit, wenn ich dem so sagen darf, einen Dimensionswechsel, in dem wir uns befinden, ein bisschen sagenumwoben. Ja.
Yes, hello, Space Radio.
Herzlich willkommen wieder
hello,
hier.
With a great, with a great mathematical term or with a great mathematical field also to open. So some are closing up, the big one is closing up, and now I'm sure that you want to know what's in the next one, you know. And the big next one has also a lot of little ones. And they are crossing itself, you know. It's not just, you know, it's not just one book. It is like a book in a book in a book in a book in a book. So you need to understand, you know, what's in the small book, that you can also fill up, you know, with the little books, the big book.
Yeah.
So with the pages and what's going on. So to speak, we have spoken many times, about nature, what nature, the natural events in the world, the technical events which you have in the world, what is coming up. You know, we talked also about other planets, we talked also about other energies, we talked also about other life. Now, in this next big, episode of mathematical field for planet Earth, it's, you know, how human beings are confronted with new life, new beings outside of what you know. Right now on your planet Earth, you are putting all your knowledge into artificial intelligence. And you think, and you have already constructions about they can have a human being looking, or like an animal looking. And now I need to say that they are like elements which have not that kind of looking that you wish to have, because you want to understand the techniques behind. Now they are elements of beings which have completely another technique which you don't understand. And we talked about, you know, what's transformation in your world, what's transformation in the meaning of how human beings will continue on Earth to live, you know, with the knowledge. And now you need to understand that beings are like, it's like a showing up of what you call unnatural, but this is also nature, you know, what's coming up. Beings, they are natures of other spheres, and these other spheres have other informations, and these other informations are not, it's not a value for the human beings on Earth, but also the human beings can't tell or say or do what these beings need to do and how they have to live. So now what you have on your Earth, you are feeding artificial intelligence to be like human-like. And now these beings are not human-like. They have other informations, and that will be difficult for you humans to understand, you know, what these beings with artificial intelligence and with you as human being want to know and what you want to reach. So this transformation is also something we talked also about. The transformation in your DNA. We talked about the transformation that the world is in a transformation period. But what does that mean? That different beings are showing up.
So ist eben, das ist für mich jetzt, wo Sie darüber auch berichten und erzählen, ist für mich permanent die Frage, was heißt denn das? Sprich, haben wir überhaupt schon ein Wahrnehmungsorgan für diese Wesen, wenn ich die so benennen darf? Können wir das computermäßig, würden wir sagen, lesen?
Let me say that their informations are, that's why also human beings need to transform their knowledge into something which is much higher in frequency, and you're doing it with artificial intelligence because you are not able as human being, because you don't want to be able. They are this call it holy people, or call it, you know, this old knowledge from old tribes. They have this knowledge because they understand, you know, this mathematical form, but you as human beings, you don't understand it. So you are transforming everything into techniques to put it in artificial intelligence. And now, you know, this frequency, or like asking also for frequency which can understand this kind of information.
Yeah.
And it's like giving a sign to, hey, out there, we can't communicate with you. But you as human being, you can't communicate, and your artificial intelligence just get into a different, let me say, dynamic. So this is something which, and we talked also about that.
Sind ja verschiedene Frequenzen.
Exactly. And this will give also a confusion of planet Earth. So that's why we also told you, you know, you want to spot everything, and you want to be also out there. You want to be on other planets, and you really think, well, you know, with our knowledge, we can just do everything. We have the techniques, and we are human, and we can just have and do everything on planet Earth, and also outside of planet Earth. But now you don't consider that, you know, there are forces which are different in decoding things. And this is something which will transform, and I need to say it like that. It looks like, you know, in your world, it's like, well, it sounds like, you know, science fiction. Science fiction in your world was always looking in front of something, and now you're saying, well, you know, many years ago, it was like that, and we couldn't understand what it was meant of. And now, you know, there were already people, they had this looking forward. And now it is like that these transformation tools, which you are implementing into artificial intelligence, let me say, they have wrong informations. They don't give the right informations, because they give the informations which have been made human being made. And now you need to understand that these beings know about these wrong informations, and it's like it's like they interfere with frequency which you as human beings don't understand. Why this is not working, this is not working, this is not working. They interfere because they want to stop this kind of information. So you need to understand that what you have in techniques with your frequency and with your knowledge interfere in that field of what they have, and it's for them, it's something they don't need and they don't want, and it's like destroying this field, destroying this information, because they don't want it and it's not needed for them. So that's why we always say, don't look outside of what it's not yours, because it will not come to a good end. And this will be in the next mathematical field. It is the communication and the beings outside, and the world beings, the world human beings, if you can call it human beings, because through the evolution step. You get to a different DNA, but not everybody. So the old kind of population, let me say it like that, they want to transform. Yes, they want to transform this communication. And it is like we want to drink coffee and beer and have a good meal with you. But they interfere with this frequency completely different. So you need to understand that what's outside of planet Earth will get into interaction.
Yeah.
It's like a stellar war.
Yeah.
Even if for you right now it sounds like...
Ja, ein bisschen Science-Fiction-artig, aber eben Science-Fiction is getting real.
It was always like that, because there is no science fiction, there is like reality. And this reality, it's like the mathematical field also of other beings, and it's the mathematical field of you human beings. So you need to understand that why you need to go out somewhere where it's not your place. You interfere with a place which also others want to define.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you wanted to have the wars on Earth. You had lots of wars on Earth, and now you want to have a war, up in the universe. So it transformed. That's what we want to say. It transformed your technical, what you call technical solution, what you want to have, and you understand it as having all the informations, and we are big data. Big data will change a lot in your world because it will be destroyed. So you need to understand what is not in your hand anymore.
Ja, und Sie sagen also, diese Big Data wird zerstört werden durch die höhere Frequenz, wenn ich sie richtig verstehe, dieser Wesen von außerhalb des terrestrischen Planeten.
Yes. And so, and you will already, starting next year, you will just have a lot of interfering signals. And these interfering signals, even if you don't understand right now what it means, for your daily use, because you want to have everything so electronical and so good to function, but you just put the feeds too much outside of what it's where you need to be. And now it's like they don't. They act how other people would act, or other being would act. You just interfere in their frequency.
Yeah.
And it's not
auf deren Feld.
Exactly. And they don't want that. Yes, and they don't want it. So what you see, and we need to talk about that, because you want to, your evolution step is you are looking to as an evolution step in going into more techniques and everything. But now it comes to a point where you have to stop, and you missed the stop.
Ja, weil so würden wir ja quasi uns selbst nicht nur ins Knie schießen, sage ich mal, sondern wir würden uns selbst vernichten. So,
and because you don't want to stop, you just want to continue and think, well, everything is possible and we can do everything. And now you need to understand that all these technical events coming and showing up are due to this, let me say, restriction of saying, hey, that's not yours. You can't, that's not yours. And this frequency, you will have a lot of frequency disturbance in the upcoming years until you understand. And that's why it is like that the old club of human beings wants us to interfere with that. And there is the new DNA of human beings, they can interfere, like Milady is talking to you. She understands the knowledge of the mathematics and knowing what you can and what you can't. Exactly.
Und diese Frequenz wiedergeben in Sprache.
Yes, and it's
in
not
Aussage,
exactly.
die wir überhaupt annehmen und verdauen können.
Yes, and this is communication, how it works also with other human beings which are in this high elevated, let me say, frequency level, and this is more than what you understand in your world as frequency. It's not, that you know it in your world.
Yeah.
You don't know it. You can't describe this high level of frequency.
Nein.
You don't have it. You don't know it. You don't need to go to university to learn it, and you don't get a paper for it, and you don't need to be a scientist because you don't understand it. Yeah. But knowing this high elevated frequency, you really need also to understand. Don't blame, because the problem is that you start to blame other countries. You start to blame, that's why you are putting everything into the sky and to make war, and you start to blame other countries for technical faults.
Mhm. Ja, wir brauchen ja schlussendlich einen Buhmann, ein Opfer, an das wir die Schuld heften können.
Yes, and that's the problem. And that's the problem. Yeah. So you're getting also into something which stop doing something which you don't know how much damage you do also for other countries, and you do also for yourself.
Ja, natürlich, klar. Das bringt uns wieder zurück in diesen Bewusstseinsgedanken.
Yes, and years ago, a paper and the pencil was enough, and the world went on. And now you think that you have just to, you're not, you don't have the sensibilization when you need to stop something. And now you're asking yourself, when things are not working out or are not working, you want to blame always others.
Ja, ich glaube, das liegt auch ein bisschen so in dieser Natur des Menschen. Wenn wir kleine Kinder beobachten und merken, oh, jetzt kippt's dann. Dann greifen wir aus einer höher entwickelten Perspektive quasi ein, sagen so, stopp, der eine geht hier hin und der andere geht jetzt mal irgendwie sich die Hände waschen, sodass die wieder runterkommen von ihrer Energiebeladung. Und wir selbst, wenn wir drin sind, was Sie eben jetzt erwähnten, wir bemerken es nicht. Wir haben diese sensitive Wahrnehmung nicht davon, dass wir jetzt uns eigentlich bereits an einem Grenzbereich befinden, wo es schädlich, wo es zerstörend wird.
It's toxic,
Sie sprechen von giftig.
Yeah, toxic, also frequency are toxic if you don't stop what you need. You are so, let me say, you think that you are beneficial to produce bombs and to produce, equipments. That you think that this is something professional in your world, but you don't even think that it's more destroying lives, nature, animals. It's destroying a lot, and you think really, and you are like, you feel honored that you have the knowledge to do it, you know, and now something is stopping you to produce more in things where you don't have really not a clue and you don't need to enter. And now if you want to enter, just also, let me say, take also the consequences of that. And this is something which will start also coming up now. It is time that, science fiction is it's not fiction anymore, and it's not science of planet Earth. So that you understand in which level the world is entering and getting into. And this is really like start to reduce your knowledge to define the world in techniques, because technique will not survive. What you have done until now in techniques will be, let me say, deleted and destroyed, because you just go over, and this is not. It's not time to go over, and it's not for you.
Sie können das nicht oft genug aussprechen. Ich denke, es ist so wichtig, es auch wirklich durch Milady auch zu hören, was das alles bedingt, was es alles mit sich bringt, welche tiefe Wahrheit da heraus spricht. Wir haben es erschaffen als Werkzeug und sind weit darüber hinaus geschossen, sage ich mal. Es ist heute zum Götzen fast erkoren. Es ist besser, es ist höher angesiedelt als der Mensch selbst.
Well, and looking back in your history, there were also many tribes. They wanted to be bigger and better, and they were, let me say, like deleted from the Earth, planet Earth.
Ja, können Sie da
Well, going into the region of what you call the Mexican and Guatemala and, you know, the Central and also Central America and also South
Azteken.
America, yes. You have also in your world, you have signs over there which still are ignored by many. Let me say, they are giving you the signs that they are coming.
Oh ja, also die sind bereits da, auch über diese Naturgewalten, diese, wie soll ich sagen, diese Kräfte, die sich jetzt über die Natur auch ausreinigen, zeigen,
and it's not
in Erscheinung treten.
Yes, and it's not something about a government or an institution that you really think that you can stop or that you have the knowledge or that you have the right to do something. They have different rights and they have a different belonging and they have a different, let me say, they don't have papers and rules which they have to let me say, put into an order with human beings and with planet Earth. So think also that gravity changes also a lot of territory in your world.
Ja, das erwähnten Sie immer wieder, diese Transformation der Erde als solches. Ich meine, das hatten wir immer.
Yes,
alles Veränderliche ist dem Leben.
It is also
es ist Leben, es muss sich verändern,
it is
solange es lebendig ist.
Yes, and it is in this mathematical field, you know. So, and this is a mathematical field which you still, as human beings, you are not seeing it, and you have closed eyes towards it, and now it opens up, you know, in difficulties which you will have in technical things, and this is just it's a warning, but it's also speaking out of the things how they are.
Ja, ich meine, Sie da drin zu hören. Ich meine auch diese Verkommenheit von uns als Menschheit, nur auf die Technik uns zu berufen.
Excuse me. Let me say that you can't imagine yourself just, you know, cooking, you know, on fireplaces like it was decades of years. It was like that, you know, because the fireplace was just the only part where it was possible, you know, to cook food. That was decades and millions of years. And now because technology has just this, you know, it was like in the DNA of this evolution step that you had these 200 years. And now it's going backwards, even if you don't like to hear it.
Ja, für unsere Wahrnehmung zurück. Aber es ist ja immer in dem Sinn vorwärts.
Yes, exactly. And this is exactly. This is something that you are looking at evolution in the meaning of it goes back, and it goes not in the direction you don't want. It's like losing money. It's like losing this. It's like losing that. But the thing is that this mathematical field are the order of the world and not what human beings want or don't want to have. The mathematical fields are the history of planet Earth, of the universe, of everything which is around, about everything. This is like the history of the existence of everything. And this this magnific mathematical field are there for everybody, and there are people they are understanding and people they are not understanding. But just don't complain and don't blame others for something which is like due to this mathematical field that history will change. And story and life on earth will change.
Ja. Ich meine, Sie deuten auch darauf hin, ich meine, schon immer, seit es die Menschheit als solches gibt, sprechen wir auch von Visionären, von Sehern, von Sternguckern, Sternkundigen.
Yes.
Auch was Sie immer wieder ansprechen, ist dieses mathematische Feld, oder die Felder, die sich wie so Polarlichter, vielleicht können wir sie so für einen Augenblick beschreiben, wirklich für den Augenblick auftun, manchmal längere Augenblicke und manchmal kürzere und tiefere Ebenen berühren, aber immer in Bewegung sind und diese universelle Genialität da drin, die das Leben zeigt, aus dem, wenn ich Sie so immer wieder hören darf auch verstehe, Sie schöpfen und durch Milady diese Weisheit im Grunde wiedergeben.
Yes, well, it is also, that the information of this high complicated structure of life, it's not, what you understand as human beings with the form in how you're living. It is like it's like history. It has been and it goes over and it comes a new decade. And what you're doing as human beings, you want to hold what you have and not going forward. And this going forward is so necessary, and this is why you have all these problems right now. And it's so normal. And it is like it's transformation, but it's also evolution. And evolution, it's not in the mind of human being. It is how it must be.
Oh, yeah.
And this is really something which is like if there is, for example, I give you an example. If there is no sun anymore, you can't do a lot of things, and there is no life on Earth. But the sun, it decides itself when it wants to be and where it wants to shine, and and eclipses of suns and all this. Let me say this disruption, all this. The sun decides it. It's not the human being, and this is something that how you need to understand also the value of a human being on Earth, what you can and what you can't, and how far you can go and where you have to stop. If you don't stop, just take the consequences of it.
Ja.
And this is something you need to understand. Exactly. And that's what's going on now also with you wars everywhere. Everybody wants to have more and think, that, this person is not understanding our history, and this person is not valuing this and this person is not valuing that. It is not about a government or a person. It is like the whole world history, to understand it as a global effect, how things have to be. And this global effect will continue its own story, and not the story how you want to have it from your government and people behind government. So it is transforming completely. So if you want to have it the A-like, it will be the B-like, So, and it is like, looking at planet Earth as it's like being a force and say, well, they didn't made it. It's like they didn't pass that exam, they didn't pass that exam, and they didn't pass that exam. At the end, you have to renew everything, or you have to go another time to the exam, and this is what's going on. So, but now it's like the final exam, or you do it, or you just close it up in a different way.
Zumindest für diese, ich sag mal, Dekade, oder für diesen.
Yes, and it will be also, let me say, also not comfortable for many people, but they need to learn and go with the, let me say, new way of mathematical field. If they like it or not, it doesn't matter. They have to go through.
Ja, es ist schön, dass Sie das auch so direkt immer aussprechen.
Yes,
ich denke, nur so hat es auch die Möglichkeit, wirklich auf einen Resonanzboden zu fallen.
Yes, I hope so.
Ja, wie viele geniale Menschen haben das bisher versucht, auch zu transportieren, diese Weisheit
it's knowledge, it's really knowledge.
Seins überhaupt und die Möglichkeit, dass wir uns hier auf Erden befinden unter Gleichgesinnten und dies nicht anerkennen, in keinster Weise.
No, and this is like, you know, it's really a path going into the future and into transformation. If you like it or not, it will be.
Yeah.
It will be.
Ja. Haben Sie so eine Zeitangabe?
It is. We talked also about the mathematical field, which is closing up. You know. And this is now entering the next one. And this is like the big one, which we said. But, you know, the big one is not the same big, you know, it doesn't keep for 200 years. It keeps about 45 years. And in these 45 years, a lot of things are happening. That's why we're saying you're entering in this decade. Yeah. And this decade is really, let me say, it is... It is like in the turbo. It's like putting the turbo into something, or you make it, or you go through, and you know it's really also it goes fast. It goes so fast. It is learn it now or never, or you're gone. You know, it is, and if you are asking yourself in your, this company has to close, and this, you know, everything is like,
da sind wir ja schon.
But yes, but this is like in this communication of what it is in the mathematical field, and this new mathematical field, it goes everything so quick. So also what you think to have in your world to go forward in medicine, you know, because you have artificial intelligence, it's just already, let me say, the past. It's already the past. You are not so quick into the informations that you can understand it, and the thing of the DNA will change also. It's already
auch die Krankheit als
everything, because the frequencies are changing also in because also the level of gravity will change. So it is already the past. So when you think that you have done something, it's already the past, and it's not your science which decides, you know, because it will just be, and you're putting so much money into something which is always the past now. It goes so quick. And we told what you need to do. You need to get into this frequency as human being if you want to survive, because technically you will not survive with a technique. You can put also chips in your head and under your bones. You can put it everywhere. It will not help, because this frequency or frequency which are so, let me say, high. You don't have even the tools to produce it.
Yeah.
So how you can know about frequency if you don't even have the tools to produce it? You don't even know how big and how frequent, how much power they have. So what you think that it's normal in your world, it's, let me say, already the past. It's like in this timetable of this mathematical field, it's like you make something today, and in this number scale, it's like 100 years ago.
Yeah.
So just you know that you have
ein Bild davon haben. So eine Prise davon, wie im Grunde genommen sinnlos auch, also wirklich sinnentleert. Wir uns da drin bewegen und mit welcher Heftigkeit wir daran festhalten wollen.
This is also a problem that you have in your world and in your, you know, all the psychological problems that you have, the people, or they don't have no friends, or they commit suicide, or they have problems at work, and or they are alone. All these things are going. Now you're saying, well, this is because of social media, this and this and this and all this. It is more and more you are losing, because you're not really entering into the field of your you're not training your frequencies. And this is what it goes also.
Dafür, sondern wir basieren immer wieder auf der Erfahrung, die wir gemacht haben, aber die liegt in der Zeit zurück, und eben auch auf dem technischen Fortschritt, der uns die ganze Zeit im Grunde manipuliert. Sie beschreiben das auch als Infiltrierung. Also es ist wir sind hochsuggestibel, ganz klar, und lassen uns von diesen Gesellschaftsformen völlig, also wie eine Welle überschwemmen, wirklich überkommen. Und nicht in die Eigenaktivität, in die Eigeninitiative auch einzugehen, was uns als Mensch im Grunde genommen ich möchte es fast als menschliche Würde bezeichnen, die so unantastbar ist, die eingebaut ist, wenn man jetzt technisch sprechen möchte.
Let me say that you have that chip, in your frequenced body, or in your frequenced level, but you don't use it. You need it. Made it by the world, or made it by companies, instead of getting into it and just activate it. And this is like you don't want even to get too activated, and this is the big fault that you're doing, and you're just giving the whole support to technical things which you think they will just help forever. And now through also the elements which we told before, they're just like, oh, you're interfering in that. No, we don't want you. We don't need that. They're closing up, and and you have and we told always you will have so many blackouts all the time that it's difficult also it is like be aware that you have always blackouts, because you're interfering into something which is not yours. And this interfering, it's just like, stop it. Stop it.
Vor allem diese Artificial Intelligence, sie wurde von uns erschaffen, also quasi der Nährboden wurde gegeben, und heute haben wir es so weit entwickelt, dass diese Maschinen sich selbstständig, lernend, weiter bewegen. Sprich, da entsteht ja eine bestimmte Energie in sich.
Yes, and let me say that when you have blackouts, even artificial intelligence is not working. That's good, because artificial intelligence is there to destroy yourself and not to bring you further on, and this is good. So what you see as something of a fault, it is beneficial for you, because artificial intelligence is getting into their own system, and they make its system for real, which is completely fake, and it makes also it brings more problem than something different, but you don't want to hear, because you are human beings and you are scientists and you are just better than everybody and everything. And now you just get, the results of all that. You got the technical, let me say, little wars, and you get lots of blackouts. But for sure, you never. It's like not hearing when mother is saying no. You're just continuing, and now it is like, okay, now you have to stop it.
Yeah.
Well, this is also, let me say, a view into not science fiction. It's not fiction. It's reality, and it's the next mathematical field.
Es ist ein Schritt in eine andere Dimension,
yes,
in eine Veränderung, die immer auf Ja, auf diesem terrestrischen Planeten Erde, die Erde als solches, die ein lebendiger Organismus ist und sich in ihrem Leben verändert und reagiert.
Yes, let me say Planet Earth is a good team player if it wants to be a good team player to human beings. But if human beings are bad team player, Planet Earth is just bringing you and showing you what you're doing with it,
Ich denke, das ist einer dieser großen Learning Steps, den wir jetzt gerade beginnen, wirklich einzugehen, der im Grunde genommen so wunderbar ist.
You
mein
need,
Gott,
as human being, you need to really, let me say, involve frequency more in your daily life, to understand frequency, to know what frequency and also what wisdom is in all that. You call these people, Holly, you call it, you call them, people with wisdom. You can call it like you want it. The thing is, the knowledge of it brings you further on, and not what you have right now, and you think that knowledge brings you further on. It will just transform you into something which I don't want even to speak it out, just that you understand it's not the world, it will not go on like you wish it for. So I think that was clear enough.
Oh ja, und ich kann nur anfügen, es ist im Grunde genommen ein Segen.
If people are hearing and looking and really also, let me say, rethinking also their only life and the life of others and also in what they are in,
Ja, aber das ist doch unser menschliches Gut, unser menschliches Sein
You
als
have
solches.
already problems with all that. You have problems, but you don't want to accept it, that it gets more problem, and you want to resolve the problem, but the big problem is when you started to have that problem. Yeah. Wow. I'm always very, let me say, very very fast in speaking, and it will go fast also in the future with all this, let me say, transformation periods. Yes. So, well, thank you very much. We bring you, we put it in an order that you can always just really look back and just also think and hear on what was said. It's like now a new, let me call it a new book, of transformation on planet Earth. So thank you very, very, very much, and see you next time. Bye-bye, my dear. Bye-bye.